Hi, my name is Jessica Moulter and I'm the Managing Principal for Pfluger's Austin office. I was the project manager on the Hutto 9th Grade Center. There were certainly challenges designing a school that would accommodate a 9th grade center that could then develop into a full 2,400 student school without the adding tiny little additions everywhere kind of concept. And so when we were looking at this, we quickly identified spaces that we wanted to build once and build finally. And so that we're really, if you look at the kitchen and the servery, those are examples of spaces that we didn't want to have to add on to later, but maybe just add equipment to later. Additionally, we looked at how do we add to this building without disturbing the students that are currently going to school there. That's always a challenge when you're adding to a campus that is active, and we wanted to make that future-proof and really ready for that addition without having negative impacts on those students. And so when you look at the master plan, we've really created the core, we've created that center, but all of the wings are meant to expand in different directions. So fine arts will expand north and athletics will as well. And then the main sort of core curriculum building will expand to the south and really create sort of an H shape. And we'll incorporate, again, 5 more of those collaborative learning spaces, as well as the career and technical education component of the project.
Hello, Henry Gideon. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Operations here in Hippo Nation, or Hutto ISD. What we're needing to do to better support Texas school children is getting them job ready by the time they get out of high school, whether they go to post-secondary or they go to trade school or military. I mean, that's the name of the game. So that's going to involve not just the design side, but also the curriculum side to help us determine that in terms of setting us up for the future. But I also think, too, you have to be realistic that it's expensive to build buildings and to do construction. So you have to be purposeful in how you approach the master facility planning, how you phase development in, and you have to be practical about it. I think where we're headed as a school business operation sort of culture and working with our design teams and our contractors is, as expensive as these spaces are becoming, how do we make multiple uses out of those spaces? How do we stretch the dollar as much as we can? And so the collaboration spaces are fascinating to me, the swing space in our classrooms where there's some mobility. You know, how do you make every square inch of that building function in the long term as instructional delivery changes? Just like a city that's growing, they're struggling to keep up with roads and water and sewer. We're compelled by law that as kids move in, you have to make physical space available to educate them. And you've got to tell that story all the time, and you've got to connect why taxpayers need to be separated with their hard-earned monies in support of physical structures so that we can, you know, keep that promissory note of public education available to all children.
So when we started thinking about really breaking down the size of this eventual 2,400 student high school, we looked at developing small learning communities or neighborhoods. This first 9th grade center has 3 of these neighborhoods, but eventually the project will have 8 of them when it's fully built out. Each one of these collaborative spaces or neighborhoods is an open space, or an open, very multifunctional space surrounded by 6 general learning classrooms and 2 flex labs or science-like labs. Some of the general learning classrooms actually open to each other with folding partitions, giving a lot of flexibility to the use of those rooms. And there is a teacher hub or main office space in each one of them, which provides oversight for the collaborative space and also provides a huddle area or a team collaboration space for the teachers. This also gives flexibility in the future that if it becomes overcrowded, they can have floating teachers who will then have an office space for their planning periods.
Hi, I am Dr. Lakeisha Whitfield, and I'm the proud principal of the Hutto 9th Grade Center. when we were designing the school and doing some of the planning, because they literally go from old schools, if you will, where you have the cemetery seating, and then now they're coming for the 9th grade, having the collaborative spaces, and then they will leave from here and go to old school cemetery as well. So the thing is, with the flexible spaces, the teachers are learning as well as the students to, hey, come together, because this is 21st century skills. Being able to work in those collaborative spaces that invoke the thought and the, just awe-inspiring things. We definitely use it as a privilege for our kids, and they really enjoy it. It makes them more comfortable because they literally love going outside and laying on the couches or sitting down with their friends, like at a coffee shop, and being able to work on their Chromebooks. So it's been a learning curve, and we're continuing to learn how to do it. But overall, it's a beautiful building, and we're learning how to work in the space. It's an amazing facility. Amazing facility. Let me think.
Being built, oh, that's not good. Okay.
So one of the big notices that we've I'll start over.
When we develop these collaborative learning,
They're on that, so you might have to edit the last of that out. Because I was fishing.